In the gray hush of dawn, when the world still clings to shadows and your mind echoes with the remnants of yesterday's storms, regrets, fears, the relentless pull of chaos, imagine waking not to the blare of alarms or the weight of dread, but to a quiet ritual that transforms vulnerability into unyielding strength. You're not alone in this. Millions like you, scrolling through nights of distraction, wake to the same emptiness, wondering why peace feels so out of reach. But what if, in these first light hours, you could forge mental armor, layer by layer, drawing from the ancient fires of Stoicism to shield against the day's battles? This isn't about quick fixes or motivational rushes. It's about a disciplined morning routine that builds resilience, emotional mastery, and control, turning you from a victim of the world into its master. Stay with me now as we step into that sacred space inspired by Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, and emerge with the kind of inner fortitude that no distraction can penetrate. As the first light filters through your window, let the routine begin with the foundation of discipline, a simple act that sets the tone for unshakable resolve. Picture Marcus Aurelius, the emperor rising in his tent at the empire's frontier, not with reluctance, but with purposeful intent, as he wrote, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, 'I have to go to work.'" Envision yourself mirroring that. Alarm hushed, you swing your legs over the side, planting feet on the cool floor, not chasing motivation, but enforcing the habit that Epictetus championed. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. It's a quiet struggle, this early rise, the bed pulling like chains. But in that discipline lies the armor's first layer, a mental shield against the laziness that erodes focus. Feel the air on your skin, the world still as you breathe deeply, centering your thoughts, drawing strength from Seneca's wisdom. Begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life. This moment, raw and real, builds the routine's core, transforming the ordinary dawn into a fortress of self-control. Now, as the routine deepens, move to the next layer. Introspection, a deliberate pause to examine the mind's terrain, clearing away the debris of yesterday. Imagine Seneca in his retreat, journaling by lamplight, confronting his flaws with unflinching honesty, as he advised, "Write down what you have done and what you ought to do. In your space, sit with a notebook, the room dim, and let the words flow. Reflect on the emotions that stormed through you, the distractions that weakened your guard. It's a dark dive, this self-examination, the pain of facing truths like anger unchecked or fears unvoiced. But Epictetus reminds us, it is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. Picture the scene. Pen scratching paper, thoughts untangling, and with each line your mental armor thickens, forging emotional mastery from the forge of honesty. This isn't empty reflection. It's disciplined preparation, building resilience against the day's chaos, a Stoic ritual that turns vulnerability into clarity. Let the routine build momentum, incorporating physical discipline to fortify the body and, in turn, the mind, echoing Marcus Aurelius's belief that the body too must be disciplined. Envision him in the early hours, performing exercises amid the camp's silence, strengthening not just muscles but resolve. In your world, step outside or into a quiet corner. Perhaps a simple walk, push-ups on the floor, the burn of effort reminding you that, as Seneca said, "As the soil, however rich it may be, cannot be productive without cultivation, so the mind without discipline will produce no results." Feel the strain, the breath shortening, the initial resistance giving way to rhythm, a physical act that armors the spirit against weakness. It's brutal, this element, the sweat and the ache. But in that struggle lies hope. The rebirth of energy that Epictetus described as training for the soul, preparing you to face distractions with a body and mind in harmony. As the morning advances, weave in the practice of gratitude and acceptance, a Stoic cornerstone that hardens your armor against emotional chaos. Marcus Aurelius often began his days listing what he was thankful for, not in naive optimism, but in grounded recognition of life's impermanence. Picture yourself now, seated, listing the day's potential gifts, the breath in your lungs, the chance to grow, drawing from his meditations. Think of the life you have lived until now as over, and, as it were, a posthumous existence. This act, simple yet profound, counters the noise of entitlement and complaint, as Seneca urged. Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others. It's a moment of dark realism, acknowledging losses and pains. But through disciplined acceptance, you build mental layers that deflect resentment, fostering the peace that motivation alone can't sustain. Epictetus would nod, his voice steady. Demand not that events should happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they do. Feel the shift, the armor solidifying, as gratitude transforms your routine into a ritual of resilience. Now, let the routine intensify with meditation on Stoic principles, a mental drill that sharpens focus and emotional control. Envision Epictetus in his teachings, guiding students to visualize challenges and responses, preparing for the day's battles. In your practice, close your eyes, breathe deeply, and picture the obstacles ahead, the stressful meeting, the personal doubts, and respond with the calm of a Stoic warrior, as Marcus Aurelius did. The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it. This isn't passive dreaming. It's disciplined visualization, building armor against reactive impulses. It's painful at times, confronting fears in the mind's eye, but Seneca's words echo. We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality. As you meditate, feel the emotional wave rise, the routine's elements fusing into unyielding strength, turning introspection and discipline into a shield that guards your peace. As the routine nears completion, incorporate reading or reciting Stoic wisdom, infusing your mind with the ancients' fire. Picture Seneca with his scrolls, absorbing philosophy to steel his resolve, or Epictetus sharing parables that cut through illusion. In your morning, pick up a passage, perhaps from Marcus Aurelius's journal, and let it sink in, not as words, but as armor plates locking into place. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, he wrote, and in repeating it, you discipline your mind against the day's distractions. It's a simple act, yet profoundly transformative, the struggle of internalizing truth leading to rebirth, as if the Stoics themselves guide your steps, building mental armor that withstands chaos. Finally, as the routine culminates and the world awakens, seal it with a declaration of intent, a Stoic vow that cements your armor. Marcus Aurelius ended his mornings with commitments to virtue, and you, standing now, can do the same. Affirm your path. Today, I choose discipline over distraction, mastery over emotion. It's the peak of the journey, the emotional surge from quiet beginnings to intense resolve, drawing from Epictetus's call, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Feel the transformation, the armor complete, ready to face the day. In this thunderous outro, let the Stoic morning routine echo through your being. Rise with discipline, introspect deeply, strengthen body and mind, embrace gratitude, visualize victory, absorb wisdom, and vow your path. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, they stand with you, their legacy forging mental armor that no storm can breach. Feel the goosebumps, the rebirth, as you step into a day of unshakable strength, forgetting weakness, claiming control. Rise, armored and unyielding.